everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Oilers Rundown, broadcast on the Oilers Fanatic and the Heavy Hockey Network, coming to you with another noontime update as we got a little bit of interesting news on the Edmonton Oilers today. Obviously coming off a huge 1-0 victory over the LA Kings last night, moving 4 points up on the Kings in the Pacific Division standing, so that was great to see. As I mentioned in my Fanatic Rundown last night, it was a 1-0 hockey game, but very, very exciting. One of the best 1-0 hockey games I have ever watched as an Edmonton Oilers fan. Enjoyed every second of that game. Exciting start to finish. Would have liked to have seen Connor McDavid get that empty net goal at the end and take the pressure off just a little bit, but the Oilers found a way to get it done and got the 1-0 victory last night. So the news that I want to talk about on the Edmonton Oilers today comes from TSN insider Darren Dreger. He reports the following. Defenseman John Klingberg is closing in on resuming his NHL career. Toronto, Ottawa, and Edmonton are among the teams with expressed interest. A decision is expected in the next 2 weeks. Klingberg had hip resurfacing surgery in 2023 and has worked hard to get to this point. 5 to 7 teams are in the mix to sign him. So, John Klingberg was a name that came up back when Ken Holland was the Oilers general manager. There was almost a trade, I believe, between Edmonton and Anaheim at the time, or did he go to Anaheim? I can't remember the exact details off the top of my head, but John Klingberg was nearly an Edmonton Oiler a couple of years ago. Obviously, with the surgery that he just had, similar to Jesse Puljujarvi with the hip surgery, we don't know how good he's going to come back. I mean, I've heard the hip resurfacing surgery really improves players and they can come back probably close to 100%, but obviously you don't know until that player is on the ice. So the Oilers would be getting kind of a mystery with John Klingberg if they do indeed sign him. As Darren Dreger reports, 5 to 7 teams in the mix, so there's certainly no guarantee that he becomes an Edmonton Oiler. I have some hesitation on it just because the Oilers are already going to be having Evander Kane come back. You add John Klingberg as well. You're adding 2 players essentially as part of your trade deadline recruitments that haven't played all season long. So unless the Oilers are moving out a couple defensemen and John Klingberg is one of 2 new guys coming in at the trade deadline and we have a more established, preferably top 4 defenseman coming in, John Klingberg doesn't get me too excited at this point, but let's see what happens here. We should have an answer, as Darren reports, over the next couple weeks on John Klingberg, but 5 to 7 teams in the mix, the Edmonton Oilers being one of those teams that could potentially land John Klingberg, formerly a top 4 defenseman, but probably a bottom pairing to number 7 defenseman at this point. I don't know. Like I said, he hasn't played all year, so it's a bit of a mystery what the Oilers would be getting in John Klingberg. So that's all I had for now, guys. Just thought I'd give you the update on Klingberg, and like I said, we'll see what happens here over the next couple weeks for the Edmonton Oilers. Let me know your thoughts on the Oilers possibly bringing in John Klingberg in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan.